But in the meantime, you got 4 minutes.
Sure.
All right.
And now, 4 minutes of football.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm sure that this is probably absolutely the wrong place for this conversation because we could spend 20 minutes on the story between Miami Dolphins offensive guard Richie Incognito and offensive tackle Jonathan Martin, but we'd be remiss if we didn't bring it up at some point during this show. What started out on Sunday as a report that some veteran members of the Dolphins literally extorted money from the younger players through outrageously expensive gifts, $30,000 dinners, and $15,000 trips to Las Vegas spun out of control into charges of harassment and damn near terroristic threats against one player, Jonathan Martin. As this story has continued to churn over the last 4 days, it became obvious this was not normal, playful hazing. And now the story has almost completely flip-flopped to possibly being more on Martin than Incognito. There are now rumors that Martin never really wanted to play and is actually looking to get a big payday in a lawsuit. Big story, Sidekick. It's been the top story all week long. What the hell, huh? Where are we going with this?
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're 6'5", you're 320 pounds, and you're a subject of bullying.
Sure.
I call bull. Bitch, please. Suck it up, buttercup. But to make things worse, not only did you not stand up for yourself, you leave the team, and then you bring a bunch of attorneys in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're a bitch.
Okay, I got all of that, and I hear everything that you're saying. However, at the same time, you got to admit that Incognito went over the line. If, in fact, those voicemail messages are true, that's over the line, dude.
But the voicemails are taken out of context.
Exactly. Okay, they're taken out of context, but I think you're going out of context as well by putting a judgment against Martin necessarily first by saying, well, this was just not the wrong thing. You know, that's the wrong action and behavior on his part.
No, because these $30,000 dinners. Okay, they twisted your arm. They twisted your arm, and you do that.
That kind of thing's been talked about. There are a lot of teams that do that sort of thing. I understand. What Incognito did apparently was over the line. The other question, though, is whether, in fact, there were coaches involved, and we're going to find out as we continue to go. All right, we got to move on. We got a big matchup on Sunday between the Philadelphia Eagles and Green Bay Packers, which just 4 days ago had the matchup favoring the Pack by 10 points. Right now, that line is just 1 point in favor of the Pack for 2 reasons. First, Aaron Rodgers went out of the game on the first possession on Monday night versus the Chicago Bears with a fractured collarbone. However, the second is...
Seneca Wallace sucks.
Add to that, the circumstances that the Eagles are starting Nick Foles, who last week did something that only 7 other quarterbacks have ever done, and that's throw 7 TDs in one game. Seneca Wallace is, as you pointed out, the Packers backup, who one NFL scout described as horrible. How quickly fortunes have changed here. Belief is Rodgers could miss 4 to 6 weeks. How big a blow is this to the Packers?
See, now, I've heard 3 weeks. Now, the next 3 weeks, they've got Philadelphia, they're at the Giants, and they got Minnesota.
Right.
Okay, so Seneca sucks. Let's say they drop those 3. They're now 5-6. Their last 5 games are at Detroit, Atlanta, at Dallas, Pittsburgh, and at Chicago. I don't know if they can make the playoffs at 8-8.
Not out of that division.
Plus, considering it's a 3-way tie right now in the division.
Exactly.
This couldn't have happened for a worse time, I think, for the Pack.
Agreed. To add to all of the other bizarre stories of the week, we saw not 1, but how about 2 head coaches go down with health issues. With health issues. The first was Denver Broncos head coach John Fox, who suffered mild heart attack type symptoms on the golf course last weekend. Within 2 days, he underwent heart valve repair. Jack Del Rio serving as the interim head coach for the foreseeable future. But then on live TV, we saw Texas head coach Gary Kubiak drop to his knees on the sideline right at halftime during the Sunday night game against the Indianapolis Colts.
Heard he was trying to pull a Tebow.
You're not right tonight. It was later determined that Kubiak suffered from a mild stroke. Wade Phillips is now the interim head for the next few weeks. we now have physical evidence here, Sidekick, that being the head coach of an NFL football team is dangerous to your health. It is.
Sure it is.
Well, okay, and that's my question. Is this the most stressful head coaching position in any sport, more than baseball, more than, say, hockey?
I think, well, I'd probably say hockey or football would be up there. Baseball, they seem to be a little bit more,
I know.
you know.
That was my thinking, too. I mean, this just seems to be like, you know.
And maybe baseball isn't that way because, you know, they get to run up and they get to go yell at the refs and, you know, kick dirt and get thrown out.
Get the stress out. Get the stress out. All right.